Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Welcome to Vinel TV. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to this channel and if you are, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much indeed for stopping by. I want to talk to you today because I got questions from one of my viewers. He was asking about how do I know about bull market and bear market. So I just thought to explain, what bull market is, the difference between bull market and bear market. So I wrote down the points we need to discuss here about, bull market. If you are investor or thinking about investing in stock market, you need to understand what is bull market and also bear market for you to be able to navigate, for you to be able to make informed choice and inform investment plan. Okay, so without taking much of a time, I want to go through with you what the question I was asked, right? What is the difference between bull market and bear market? So bull is an animal, but also bear is also an animal, but both of them react in different ways. So you just need to understand, bull is like a it comes with force, so bull comes with force, high hope, happiness. So bull market is when there is optimistic. So basically when there's a lot of hope, confidence in time, is actually boom. Investors got this massive confidence of stock market, is sign of bull market. So bull market is to do with optimistics, which is high hope, but also in bull market you have share price rise. So I wrote this down with black color, which is told you is bull market, but the bear market is with red. So just bear that in mind. Bear market is red, bull market is black. Okay, so I want to go back again. So in the bull market we got share price rise, and where share price rise because investors are jumping into market, buying shares without kind of looking right, without thinking twice, to jump in, people are happy, euphoria time. So this is an example of bull market. Share price is very skyrocketing, going very high, to the point of tipping over, what I mean. So going high, more than it should be, really, basically. So but also another thing to look out for is low unemployment. So in the bull market, a lot of people got job, people are employed, so they're using their wages or salary and buying shares, accumulating wealth, so also the economy is good. So economy is also in good place, in good shape when there's a bull market. So the GDP increase in GDP, high GDP increase, also is also something to look out for when there's high GDP, when the economy is doing well. Firstly, that show you that there's low unemployment. People got job, so they're not unemployed, so the unemployment is low, right? Also good news in town is something to look out for. The good news is that economy is doing well, the government policy are working, that's another sign to look out for when there is a good news. Okay, then also confidence in the market is something, is a characteristic of bull market. There's a confidence in the market, investors got confident that they will make money or the economy is going in the right direction. Okay, but also another thing is low dividend yield, because the bull market is share price is going very high. So when it's going very high, the companies will not declare. If they declare dividend, it will not be as much as when there's a bear market. So The other point is euphoria, happy investors. So people are happy, and when people are happy, they are willing to buy share without checking, the fundamental, without checking whether they are buying this high or not. This bear market is pretty much opposite to bull market. So bear market is pessimistic, pretty much, when there is no hopelessness, in the town, when share price is falling, share price is falling down completely dramatically, and is also sign of bear market. High unemployment is also something, when there's high unemployment in the country, is also a sign of bear market. Economy is in the bad shape, so it's also something to look at when the economy is in the bad shape, which is low GDP, is also something is a characteristic of bear market. Then also the bad news in town. If you know what we are going through right now, you know that it's a bad news. Obviously, if you are an investor, you should have not understand, or you should know that what your portfolio was, 1 month ago, 2 months ago, is not what it is in today as of April. I'm speaking to you. So there's a bad news of this pandemic in town. So that actually, if you are an investor, like I said earlier, you know that what your portfolio was before, like for instance in Nigerian stock exchange or stock market, what the price of Dangote or price of UBA or price of First Bank, price of Zenith or price of Guaranty Trust Bank, these major companies, what their share price were 1 month ago or 2 months ago is not what they are today. So it's something that you need to be aware of. So when there's a bad news in town, okay, is characteristics of bear market. Another point is when there's a recession. Recession is pretty much negative GDP, a negative growth in that particular country for 6 months. So 6 months negative growth, is what is recession. So, and also increase in volatility is something characteristic of bear market. High dividend yield. High dividend yield is also something to look out for, because when there's a bear market, sometimes the dividend yield will be high. Okay. The other thing is people are scared and running away from the market. You see, when people are scared and running away, it's also a sign of bull market. But what will you do as an investor? You need to understand the bull market and the bear market. And as an investor, right, if you want to accumulate wealth, if you want to be in a situation, you want to make wealth for your friends, for your family, so to say, you need to understand these two times, bull market and the bear market, and jump in, especially when there is bear market. So I encourage you to jump in when there is bear market. When there's a bull market, you need to be mindful. When there's bull market, be mindful. Okay. Mindful when there's a bull market. Jump in when there's bear market. Remember, majority of the big time investors, Warren Buffett will tell you, when everybody's running away, you need to jump in when others are scared, when others are running away. If you're a good investor, if you know what you want, is when everybody's scared. When there's a bad news in town is when you need to go in. What you need to do is write down company that you want to invest in. Write down, check their price, do the fundamental, do your research and do the fundamental, check the analysis and everything, make sure, see where that price, the actual price that company is supposed to be. Read their financial statement and check out what that share worth, and target it when there is bear market. Target it when there's bear market, when everybody's jumping, when everybody's scared and running away. So what do? Jump in. If everybody's scared and running away, you need to jump in. But jumping is, make sure you jump into to those companies that you know their fundamentals inside out. Those companies that you've done the research and know, and you are convinced that they will come back up. Because the bear market, everything will go downward spiral. You know, stock, for instance, that is on the market, when it was bull market, they're selling it for 250 naira, for instance. All of a sudden, you go down to bear market, 50% down. You're gonna be thinking, you know, will this stock come back up? You know, if you have done your research and know what that company is, right, and know the company inside out, you have done their fundamentals, then it is the time to jump in when there is a bad news in the market. This time around, you know what's happening in the whole economy, in the whole world, wide world. You know what's happening. There's a bad news in town, you know, and when there is a bad news in town, a lot of investors are checking out. A lot of people are moving, you know, scared. People are scared to come into the market, and people are selling their shares to solving their problem, because there's a lockdown pretty much in a lot of countries. So people are trying to make sure they survive to eat. Don't get me wrong, it's a horrible situation, but you know, this thing that is happening now, some people are benefiting for it. But also you need to think about, you know, some of the government policies they are bringing out, you know, what is happening right now. You need to think about some industries or some particular areas in terms of company to look out for if you want to invest. Think about companies that produce certain things that we need this time around, you know. So you know that there's a lot of government incentive towards companies that are producing things that we need this time around. So these ideas I'm giving you is just a tip, something to look out for, something to be mindful of. You know, if you want to invest in stock market, you need to understand the bull market, understand the bear market. And when there's a bull market, it means that people are optimistic, people are confident, you know, high share price, low unemployment, economy is good, increase in GDP, pretty much good news in town. But that good news in town is not, it won't help you as a beginner or someone that is trying to increase his or her wealth. If you're trying to build wealth, you need to jump in when there is bear market. Don't jump in when there is euphoria, when there is happiness, because if you jump in that time, you're gonna be buying that share very high, what more than what it's worth. This is what I want to explain to you. I hope I'm making sense. It's just a question that one of my viewers asked, so I thought to come in to explain this. You know, just look out for when there's a bear market and when there's a bull market. Don't go in when there's a bull market. But if you are in already, you know, there's a bull market, then it's up to you to decide what you want to do. If you are already in the market and there's a bull market, you will reap the benefit of it. But you know, investing is something that you need to think about, you know, what you want to achieve, you know. So for you to think about, you know, are you investing just to make money right now, or are you investing for you to create steady cash flow by receiving a dividend from it? So it's something that you need to think about, you know, the purpose and the reason why you're investing in stock market, you know, because investing in stock market is pretty much you want your money to work for you. To be an investor, you need to have your money working for you, because you can't be working 24/7. That's why people go into investing in stock market, because then your money will be working for you, and that is how to make money. That is how to create wealth. But the wealth I'm talking about is the generational wealth. You need to be in the market in the long run. If you are there in the long run, but also think about cash flow. Robert Kiyosaki, this book will tell you. I love this book. It's one of the books you need to think about how to invest in the stock market. Robert Kiyosaki will tell you, investors make money with money. They don't have to work because their money is working for them. If you're an investor, the I quadrant is the playground for the rich. Regardless of which quadrant people will make their money, if they hope somebody to be rich, if they hope someday to be rich, they ultimately must come to investor. They must be an investor or I quadrant. It's I quadrant that make money because the money converted to wealth. So it's about cash flow. So it is something that you need to be mindful of, you know, to be a good investor. You need to jump in when there's a bear market. If you jump in this time at the bull market, obviously you won't your portfolio will not increase much. You know, the amount of money you spend to buy share, you know, pretty much when there's a bear market, you know, sometimes the share will go down 20%, 50% downwards. So imagine if you come in bull market, you won't be able to buy more of that company. So it's better for you to wait and keep timing it. Sometimes cash is actually very good for you to keep some cash. You know, if you see any negative news in the market, check what the stock market is that particular day. But also what you need to do is write down the, you know, those companies that you want to invest in, see what their price is that particular time and wait. But also do your fundamental and check the actual price by reading their financial statement. If you read their financial statement, it will give you a clue, it will show you what that share actually worth for you to make informed decision. Okay, making informed decision is for you to jump in when there is bear market instead of jumping in bull market, because if you jump in when everyone is happy, you definitely, it's more or less that you buy the share of that company very high, but you need to buy it when it's very low so that you sell it when it is high. Okay guys, I thought to speak to you about this. This is the question I was asked, the difference between bull market and the bear market. Thank you very much indeed for listening. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for clicking. If you are new to this channel, and if you are, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much indeed, and God bless you. Keep on watching Vinel TV. We got this educative platform. Any information that you want to know in terms of how to go about investing in the stock market, I just want to say this is, I'm not a financial you know, advisor, but this is how I do my own research. This is how myself, you know, I give myself clues in order to, you know, be in the market for long run. You know, a sort of, you know, idea I'm using, you know, for myself, and you know, I feel like, you know, to share it so that other people can use it if it's beneficial to them. But ultimately it's you yourself who need to decide the type of, you know, how to spend your money, what you want to use your money to do, how you want to invest your money. It's up to you to make that informed decision. Okay, thank you very much indeed, and God bless you. Bye bye.